Hello. It's Friday. We made it to Friday. We got 2 days that were relatively nice outside. I spent the last 2 days doing a run extension on my chicken coop so that when they have to stay locked up when we're away or something like that, they have a little bit more space. So that's kept me outside. We grilled last night. Adam grilled last night, made some steaks, which was awesome. So I was thinking we're going to grill again tonight. So I want to show you one of my favorite marinades. We're going to do it today with some vegetables and shrimp, but it's awesome for chicken and it's awesome for steaks. So let's get started. It's called the Stein Marinade. It's an affectionate name because we stole it from our friends, the Steins. And no, I do not have the permission to share it, but I'm going to do it anyway. But just a really nice fresh marinade that you can use for anything. So I'm going to get the shrimp and the vegetables marinated in it now. And then in a couple hours, when it's time for dinner, ready to grill, it's going to be ready to go. Okay, so how do you start? We start with some garlic. So they have 1 clove of garlic for this. And don't worry about the recipe, writing it down. I'll take a picture of it so that you can save it to your phone for later. I'm going to double the recipe tonight, or today. So I'm going to do 2. I like to make extra of the marinade. 1, because I want to make sure that everything gets coated with it really well. But 2, after you marinate everything, and you put it on kebabs, or you put it on the grill, I take that marinade that's left over in the bag, put it on the stove, and I cook it, bring it up to a boil for a minute to kill any bacteria that might be in there from any of the raw meat. But then it reduces down into a really thick glaze that I like to put on top of everything too. So 2 cloves of garlic. You don't have to be super careful about how finely you chop any of this because I'm going to put it in a Magic Bullet food processor, whatever you have. We use our Magic Bullet every single day, probably multiple times a day. And I've burned through 3 so far in my lifetime, and I'm due for another one here. I'm hoping somebody takes that off my birthday list. Although really, this is not the year for birthday gifts. I think everybody has been hit pretty hard by things, and I'm already lucky enough. So really, I need nothing but the bullets on my list. And then you need 1 teaspoon of ginger. Now I like this to be extra gingery, so I'm going to take a big hunk. And I would need 2 teaspoons. I'm going to do more just because that's something I really enjoy. So I'm going to slice that up real quick. And again, just a really rough chop. The bullet is going to take care of all the heavy, chopping for you, so you don't have to feel like you need to be too vigorous or anything with that. Garlic. All right, now let's get to some of the other ingredients that go in here. So red wine vin, we need 4 tablespoons of. Soy sauce, you also need 4 tablespoons of. I use the Bragg's amino acid substitute, and of course I didn't realize this was a new bottle and still has the tag inside. There we go. One, whoops, 2, 3, and 4. And then we also are going to need half a cup of oil. I'm doubling up, so I'm going to do a full cup. And then half a cup of honey. I'm not going to use quite that much. I don't prefer it to be too sweet, but I'm going to eyeball it there. And maybe I'll just do as much will fit in my blender cup. There we go. Okay. Salt and pepper. Here's a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to wing that. It says a teaspoon or half teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to wing that too. Now that is all the main ingredients. So the last thing that we're going to add is parsley. But I like to get this chopped up first because if you put the parsley in now when you're blending up all the ginger and the garlic, the sauce turns green. It doesn't matter. It doesn't taste any different, but I just prefer it to look a little different than that. So I'm going to real quick give this a zip. So real quick, did that in the food processor, a nice dressing there. I'm going to add in as much parsley, chopped parsley, as will fit in this cup. And I'm going to blend it one more time, but just real quick, just to chop up the parsley enough. Yeah. So there we have our marinade all done. Nice Stein marinade. And as you can see now, there's just big chunks of parsley instead of the whole thing being green. So what am I putting it on? I thought shrimp. Told you the other day, I always have shrimp. So they've been thawing in the sink. And we're going to do some vegetables. So you could certainly make these into kebabs if you wanted to. I just always feel like the shrimp get overcooked, so I like to do them separate. So I cut my zucchini in the biggest pieces that I can so that they're easy to grill. So nice, just big slices like this. And throw them in a Ziploc bag. You can certainly use a reusable, bowl or baking dish or something like that. I like the Ziploc because I can keep tossing it around. Every time I open the fridge, I'll give it a quick toss, make sure everything's getting evenly coated. Throw those in. We're going to do some Vidalia onions. I actually don't buy regular onions anymore at all. I never buy yellow onions or Spanish onions anymore, just Vidalias. Decided that's what I like and that's what I'm using. It doesn't really change, a lot of the flavor profile for a lot of recipes in a negative way, so I just keep doing it. I'm just peeling off that outside layer. Like that. And I'm going to cut nice thick slices so they're easy to do on the grill. See? Nice, super thick slices. Throw those in the bag. I'm going to do another onion. I'm going to do some peppers. And then I'll show you how we get the sauce on those and with the shrimp later. All right, so all my veggies are prepped. I have the zucchini, I have onions, I have little red peppers, sweet peppers, and I have mushrooms in there. I'm going to put about probably half to 2/3 of my marinade in with all these veggies. Ooh, it looks so good. And I'm going to save the rest for the shrimp. So this bag, I'm going to throw in the fridge. I'm going to toss it around every now and then. The shrimp, as soon as they're thawed, I'm going to peel them. I'm going to put them on bamboo skewers. And I'm going to put the rest of the marinade on top of them. And then I'll grill everything. And I'll post pictures in the comments so you guys can see how everything turns out. But it's a really easy plan-ahead meal. Super quick and great for a day that's sunny and warm when you want to sit outside. Hope you have a great weekend. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.